Hey guys, so I have been wanting to record this video for so long. I have been waiting for the right moment where I feel mentally capable of talking about this. Let me just give you a little background before I get into it. I am a psychology major, got a concussion last year, but just in general, mental health is a joke to people. But it's a joke to people because people don't take the time to educate themselves on it. We look at people and judge them based off their looks. We just instantly judge a book by its cover. And like all mental health illnesses, anything that you can't physically see on someone, something that's inside them, their brain, is a joke. But it's not. It's serious, and you think people can control these things, but you cannot. Depression is different for everyone. The symptoms of depression, they should come out in so many different ways, and you would never even know someone was depressed. You might not even know yourself that you're depressed, and I didn't even know. I wouldn't accept it. And correct me if you want to criticize this statement, but there is a difference between sadness and depression. Good to clarify, because when we think of sadness, and if we associate that with depression, that is why we think depression's a joke. We just think you're sad, get over it. Like you're just sad for a long time, get over it. That is not how depression works, okay? So that's why I think it would be a good idea to separate sadness from depression. Sadness, in my opinion, is that it is temporary. It has not exactly changed your brain chemistry. You don't need medication. You're sad, you do not need medication. Depression is, in general, it's a chemical imbalance in your brain. Anyone is capable of being depressed in their life. Their brains are mostly the same. So with depression, as we know, there is a neurotransmitter called dopamine, and there's also a neurotransmitter called serotonin. Dopamine and serotonin we theorize, have a lot to do with happiness, therefore depression. When your levels are lower than they should be, you could take vitamins and stuff to help produce more dopamine or serotonin, things like that. I'm taking a lot of B vitamins right now. I'm on fish oil. I'm trying to stay away from mood stabilizers and antidepressants and all that because they really mess with my brain, and they also just make you feel nothing. The thing with depression, what I noticed is that most people, even the closest people to you, won't even know that you're depressed. People assume that if someone is depressed, then they have to look like garbage. Just don't put makeup on, your hair's a mess, you haven't showered in days, all you want to do is sleep, lay in bed, not talk to anyone, lay in the dark. You just, that's what they think depression is. Now, don't get me wrong, it's part of it, or could be part of it, but depression can also mean you look fine to everyone else. You don't have to be glued to your bed. For me, I didn't even accept that I was depressed. I knew that I had a little bit of some mood swings, but it didn't really, mean anything to me. I couldn't handle little things that go wrong. I didn't have the ability I wasn't flexible, like any little thing that goes wrong, it does not go to plan. Any little word someone says that may hurt me just a little bit, it will break me. But I thought that was okay at the time, until I started to have suicidal thoughts. What's the point of life? Like, why are we pushing ourselves every day to do all this stuff when life throws so much crap at us? And for what? Wouldn't it just be easier to not be here? That's part of it. It can lead to that. Depression can also be shown as someone who goes to class, goes and does their, routine activities, but behind the doors, they smile, fake smile, but they smile, they still talk to their friends, they still post on social media. On the inside, they know something is wrong. But there still is the other part of depression where you are laying in bed, all you want to do is sleep, and I dealt with that. I was so tired all the time. My brain never woke up. When you get like 5 hours of sleep at night, and then you get up, like you have class, but you're still kind of like, like closing your eyes while you're putting your makeup on, just a little tired, brain hasn't woken up yet. But then when you walk outside and see the sunlight, something happens at some point in, the day where you're awake again. That's how it's supposed to be. For me, I never woke up. I didn't want to get help. I remember how dangerous it was for me to be at night driving for a long distance. The entire drive, all I thought about was ramming into the back of all the semi-trucks. Oh my god, I don't want to cry for this video. The only thing at that time that stopped me from doing that was the fact that I didn't want to put the truck driver's life at risk. It's a slippery slope. You can be fine and go right into a hole deeper, deeper, deeper. You're filled with negativity. But I was literally paralyzed in my bed. I kept telling my brain, like, get up, say something, like, you tell her you love her, tell her you're sorry, this and that, but I couldn't. I thought about ending my life, but then I didn't once think about her. You don't care about anything. You think everyone else is better without you. You don't think that you can change anything because life sucks. We need to recognize how serious mental health is, how our brain can make us do anything. It makes such a big difference if you have one thing or one person to keep that person going. My mom is that person. Even though I don't care about my own happiness, but I care about hers, it made me realize if I ended my life, my mom would end hers. And that is not something that I would ever be okay with. And I know that's not, I should want to live because I want to live. But it helped me realize that I do need to get better, and I have been. Anything to keep them going. So many people, like, so many people made it clear to me that they do care, because anything counts. Anything, any little word just to say, how are you, literally means the world to people who feel like they have no one. Because that's what depression is. Even though it's chemical, you feel alone. Like you can't trust anyone, and that no one cares whether you are happy or not. No one cares about you. Because I wanted to live for my mom, whether I had good reasoning behind it or not. I started to realize that I do have a good support system. I do have people who care about me. You know, sometimes you may need the medication, I would recommend vitamins. I think the vitamins definitely help. Talking to someone, therapy can be helpful for specific cases, it works, but it isn't for everyone. Depression is not visible to everyone. Sadness is related, but depression is mostly chemical. It's not something that we should blame people for. It's a serious, serious thing. More and more people are experiencing as the years go on, especially with social media. We need to do better.